I am Jolene Young, and in my communication audit, the topic I chose was culture within organizations. I chose to do an organization called Textbook University. That name has been changed as well as the interviewees that I chose to protect their anonymity. So Kiana, she is a human resource employee within Textbook University. Selena is an academic supervisor. Kaylee works in the business office as an employee, and Marilyn is the supervisor of the business office. Culture within an organization can mean different things to different people when created and can play several different roles around applicants, leadership, employee performance, and an organization's reputation. When I began looking for a definition of culture within an organization, I came across an article titled Organizational Culture and Its Way of Expression Within the Organization. Their definition was those written and unwritten rules, concepts, ways of thinking that spiritually diverse an institution from another and that is reflected in every interaction with its external or internal environment. The first question I asked the interviewees was, what makes a culture at an organization in your opinion? And this is just any organization, not specifically Textbook University. Marilyn said that the way people relate and how well they get along, and then leadership, of course, plays a part in creating that culture and maintaining it. Kaylee said that leadership again plays a role in creating the culture, and it's a reflection of the people that work there and how things are handled. Selena says that the practices, the norms, and those unspoken rules are what makes the culture. So basically going back to what we were saying in that article, how they define culture. Kiana says that the employees and leadership working top down is how the culture is formed and maintained. The second question I asked is, what is the culture at Textbook University? So more specific, asking what their environment is like working in. So everyone unanimously said that willing to help everyone out, that everyone there will help whenever they are needed. There's a lot of teamwork that goes on, and the university is smaller, so they feel that they're able to do this much better. Kaylee said sometimes it's like working in different time zones, where if you're working in like the admissions office, the way they do some things might be different than if you're working in like the business office or the chancellor's office. They might be doing something another way. But nevertheless, everyone's still working together. Kiana says that the university is working toward inclusivity of all, including students, staff, and faculty, and they provide classes and everything, and that helps make the culture as well. I also asked them a question about if they felt they fit in, and then everyone unanimously said that they did feel that they fit into the culture at Textbook University as well. The third question I asked was, how do you maintain the culture of the Textbook University with employees? So this was asked specifically of the managers and how they maintain that culture with their employees. Selena said that they have a website, and on that website they list the mission and vision of their specific department as well as the mission and vision of the university. That way it's there, they can refer to it when they need it. It's not forced, it's not mandated that they go check it out every day. And then also she said by her actions, so how she responds, how she acts, things like that, shows the employee, what they should be modeling and things like that. Marilyn says that she works with her employees to make sure there's always an open communication line that they can talk to her, that makes sure they're engaged, they're still liking their job, and they're interacting with others within the university as well. The fourth question was, should job seekers look into the culture of an organization before applying and accepting? So this was asked again of the managers. So when they are hiring someone, should those people look into the university and get a culture, try to figure out the culture, get a feel for it, and see if it's a place that they could fit in? So they both said yes, you should always get an idea of the culture that you of a business of where you're going to apply, because you do spend a lot of time there. Selena made the comment that if a place is really rigid and you don't fit in with a rigid culture, you probably will have a hard time being productive, and that you may not succeed in that position. And Marilyn kind of said the same thing, that it might be hard to fit in if it's a culture you're not used to, and you may not be able to adapt to it. Sixth question I asked is, do you think it's important to learn about a culture at an organization before taking a job? So this was asked of the employees. Both said yes. Kiana said that you should research it, find out what you can about it, see if you fit in, maybe talk to some people that work there if you know anyone, and that it will play a part in play a role in how productive you are within that position. Kaylee said that you should learn about the culture. It may be difficult to learn about it. Just walking in, trying to get a feel may not be the best, but it can be done. That you should go to the place, and then you should check out the people, see what kind of welcoming you get when you go just to check out. Question 7 was, I asked of the managers and to ask if the statement was true. It was in an article by Martin Zwilling of 2016 called 6 Critical Steps to a Winning Company Culture. So in that article it said, team members will never create your desired culture if they don't know what you expect of them. They both said yes to that statement is accurate, and that people need to understand what is expected of them. And then when you do set those expectations with the employees, you also need to manage them. So make sure that they are staying on top of those expectations and they continue to remember what they are. Question 8, I asked the employees how they felt, how much does leadership play in shaping a culture or play a role in the culture of an organization. Kaylee said that leadership is about 75% of the culture, and the people creating it make up the rest of it. If you lead and if the leadership can lead, the people will follow. And basically in both of them they said if the leadership or leader can lead them, if they care, things like that, the people will follow. They are going to emulate what they are seeing. They're going to copy what they see higher people are doing. And Kaylee says that you have to have the people to make the culture. So you need to have people in the right position with the right skills, and that's going to make your culture for you. The last question I asked them was, do changes affect a culture? Unanimously, they all said yes. Kaylee said that how leadership deals with change, so going back to the last question, if leadership can accept the change, make the change, and be fine with the change, the people will follow that and see that, okay, this change is okay. Kiana said that depends on the change. If it's a big change and there's a lot of people included or involved, it could have a cultural shift on it. If it's a small minor one, it may not be as big of a shift in the culture or may not have any effect on it. Selena said that everyone's accountable for the culture, so each person plays a role in the culture, and depending on how they handle the change, that'll make the culture shift. So in summary, we found out that culture pretty much is the unwritten rules, teamwork, and the extra mile that go on at Textbook University and in other organizations as well, as long as people are working together. That leadership plays a role in the culture, and they will help shape that, define it, and maintain it. The people that I interviewed, they all agree that they fit into the Textbook University culture. They feel very welcome, they're happy to help out, and people help them. And that changes can create cultural shifts in an organization, so depending on what the change is will depend on how much the culture is affected. And that is my presentation. Thank you.